crazy. Well, the rules and laws. So I decided to go have another. Pull them out of the garbage. See, the area of the two, like angels, like the good angel and bad angel. So, transforming a life overnight. I almost threw everything away. I don't know what's going on. Is vaping okay? A push to a new product. Well, it smells better, I suppose. Not as much stink. Yeah, so I had half a cigarette. I had half a cigarette, and I could hear people outside my window. See, they've gotten reinforcements. Smoking causing COVID. You know what COVID is? Well, there are different theories. But I remember a case. I remember a case from about 2006, 2007. And this young lady was emancipated from her parents' conservatorship, and she used her $500 a month mental disability to get an apartment in a place where my brother would later get an apartment at. And her dad went over and brought her a carton of smokes because it's cheaper. It's cheaper to buy the carton per pack. So he bring it over, gave her daughter like a carton of cigarettes and food money to help her. Well, later on, one of the neighbors smelt the cigarette smoke, kicked her door in, and like broke her neck and paralyzed her in a robbery to steal the cigarettes. What are the odds that that person is off on charges of the cigarettes made him do it? Did they make cigarettes illegal? Why are they still selling them over the counter? Now I can actually understand a movement like that because summertime's coming. Fire weather warning. Oh, so this is round two. It's the brown shoe. Let me go get my shoe. Well, when the sun goes down, because it'll look like I'm harassing my neighbors. So I was on my way back. I stepped in what looked like blood, and I didn't want. And one of the shoes I didn't want to bring back here. So look, man, you left shoes. They're all freaking old and stuff. I have so many people out here calling the police for every little thing I do. I don't understand. Maybe they aren't. But it's like clamping down. It's like a real big clamp down out here. I remember there was a guy, he's probably insane. It's just like his dream. See, we have sacred interpreters, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I closed the door. So it's like, 'cause I used to smoke on the balcony, but the wind, they go out the window and there's like the guy with a kid, smoker, smoker. Well, I started 4 years ago with $1 million, and my dad and my brother. I don't have any of that anymore. It's been difficult. Looking for my phone. I'm looking for my other phone. Oh, my leg's locked up. It's like Westworld. Well, I had clothes stolen. I had somebody come into my apartment, steal my clothes, and reset one of my laptops that had like 20 something years of emails on it, archived emails. probably a private security company. Probably from the private security company that's operating next door. Yeah, the only occupation seems like that is military. The only occupations, protection money. Well, that could be the oldest occupation. So this shirt that a friend just sent me was Preacher. It had a picture of this guy on that who is a star of a TV series on FX called Preacher. Like, would it have 5 seasons? Well, anyway, there's the Institute. And what they have done is they have the DNA of Jesus. And they've cloned Jesus, or they're making new Jesuses. And they want the best one. They want to release the best Jesus on on television. A big concert thing to unveil Jesus to the world, so that everybody will follow Jesus. And they can unite the world under Jesus. And he's going to go on television. That's who it is. Now, the stories these people tell about Jesus, that's the problem. The fundamental issue is that they know all about him, and then when they reveal that they don't know all about him, oh my goodness, who's embarrassed? I can tell you, we have a preacher in the family. We have a preacher in the family, and he's actually, from all accounts, very, very terrifying. Extremely totalitarian. See, Jesus gives him his power to abuse, but he abuses for good. He's just helping you. They're all types of people whose job is to help you, and they'll follow you around. Do you know how many lawsuits? Do you know how many lawsuits are probably filed on your behalf? It was an interesting thing that attorneys can actually initiate lawsuits if they see that you've been harmed. They can open up a case on your behalf. So many people ready to get paid by doing paperwork. And still here we are. So you have to have addresses and accurate identities. Stuff that is no longer part of American culture. I had my second series. Well, also the things, they talk loud enough. See, they talk with an earshot. It's a thing. So as soon as I had half of a cigarette, been slowing down, so I smoked half of it, put the other in a little tray for later, and oh boy, smoking by that COVID. That's COVID. COVID's in the air. COVID's in the air. How many $billion program? Well, anyway, somebody showed a picture of Mike Lee earlier. Mike Lee giving a conference about how they're not getting paid $175,000. So that's why they do day trade. That's why they should be allowed to do stock market stuff. So they can write bills to taxpayers and pay these things. We need to help you. We just passed a bill to help smokers quit smoking. So if you're a smoker, it's an addiction. We're going to come and take you into custody. And take you into custody and put you in my rehab and charge you for it. It seems to have gone insane. So that gazoo. There's like a clown show. Oh yeah, it's a South African clown school. South African circus school. I saw a little documentary on it. The school for circus performers. South Africa. What is it about South Africa that makes it so like interesting? Other than I have a friend, and she was South African. She said for her childhood, she just remembers being how beautiful it was in the outback. It was very nature-esque. And she misses her childhood. Well, Sky, a lot of us miss our childhood. And what's going on here? Beautiful, beautiful blue eyes. I was listening to a song in my head. It popped up just had autoplay on my phone. Sorry, the camera angle. I have a big pile of trash, it's stuff, and yet at the same time, it might as well be trash. Can't take it with you. Can't take it with you. I have a big box of comics. So the game store I hang out with, I was like, we should expand into used comics. We just don't have children. And the ones that do, they're not interested in this stuff. They have different interests. I think the comic books were an outgrowth for kids like my dad and my uncle, who were kids in the 50s. And there were comic books before that, but they're comic books that we would go through it's a mental health for kids. It shows the stories in ways that are different. An inspiring type of thing. What is this? There's a bag and it had this in it. It's like, okay, it's like some sort of hook. Yeah, it's not even a matter of being gay or straight. It's a matter of wanting to go to the family. Or to have a family, to see them. I guess I see them all the time in disguise. It's the actor world. Tom's dream. I saw him have two. It's like I think that second cigarette was the thing to start killing blue eyes. Where did blue eyes come from? Snow people? I don't know. The colored blue? Another novel, another $3 novel that I buy because I want to support the authors, just so their names are out there, even though that's not the name. And really, do they have a giant machine typing this as we live our lives? There he is. Alfie Mack, the luckiest son of a... I know. He didn't need to pull the curtain back to know who had come to visit him. He would never have been able to forget that voice even if he'd wanted to. Not quite so lucky when they chopped my leg off, but you win some, you lose some, right? Can't argue with that one, Maddie shrugged. Anyway, how you been, buddy? By the way, I can't stay long today. Got to pick up the missus. I got to pick the missus up and go for lunch with the in-laws. It was normal for everyone to make their excuses to leave before they'd even taken a seat, and Alfie was grateful to Maddie for at least asking how he was first. Alice Gunnersley and Alfie Mack sleep just a few feet apart. They talk for hours every day, and they've never seen each other face to face. After being in terrible accidents, the two share the same ward in St. Francis Hospital. Although they don't get off to the best start, they are brought together by the close quarters. Pretty soon, between late night talks and inside jokes, something more than friendship blossoms. And as the end of their stay draws closer, Alfie and Alice must decide whether it's worth continuing a relationship with someone who's seen all the worst parts of you, but never your actual face. This is someone's story. I have other ones over here. Ooh. My feet. Wow. What a day we had yesterday. And I have this. What year would this be? Ages 4 to 104. Brady Anderson. This is a 1996 Hasbro. 30-year-old toy. Well, it's not quite a toy, but it is a collector's thing. I wonder what it's proof of purchase. They had contests. This is back in the day when people could still afford food. Howard Zinn said that one of the things about American system was that 20% of the people, like there was people that bought them in crushing poverty, but as long as they weren't seen from or the average person didn't feel it, so as long as the crushing poverty was held to 20% or less, things would be, the system could work. So much hatred, like these new jobs, they're all right. Money spent not buying cigarettes could go to other things. We don't really have that many kids to feed. There's been a collapse. I don't know if it's a one-child policy. Maybe one-child policy is a good policy, or one-boy policy. There's a Twilight Zone episode where to help a guy stop smoking, they lop off a piece of his wife every time he smokes. Could it be that monstrous? They have a whole warehouse of people that every time I have a cigarette or something bad happens to them. Who am I? Because I know what I want to do to people who perform those things. They've given themselves that job. There are people out there who have given themselves that job and I don't even know who they are. Mike tried to... So Mike, if I quit smoking for 3 days, will somebody talk to me? If I don't smoke, are you going to finally talk to me? It's been 4 years. Over 4. Is that the video that President Obama and who's that guy? Who is that? Oh my goodness, what was his name? Boner. Anyway, they had a special TV thing when President Obama retired, and they were smoking it. There's a thing where they were hanging out in movie theaters smoking cigarettes together because they were both known as heavy smokers. Obama quit so he could run for president, or allegedly. We don't actually ask them; they just aren't seen doing it. It's probably Mike Johnson or Mike Lee. Oh, is this how China does it? China policy. See, this got me more my nerves more. Smoking didn't cause COVID. Well, it was a good reason to shut down. Uh, I think some people were just terrified. Or maybe they changed the formulas. I don't know. It's like Dr. Fauci. Put the mask on this way. See, if I keep it inside, they put a monitor detector on their side of the wall, so it shows like elevated sensors. My family's already dead, aren't they? I'm trying to hear from my brother. Oh, it sticks to the wall. This place is condemned. The place that I have downstairs, they have this horrible epoxy. They have toxic paint. They have toxic paint. And they're trying to say, it's ruining the walls, man. It's just an excuse. It's just an excuse to avoid a fight. It's just an excuse to avoid a fight, like a man. Or like a ma'am. Women fight. I think about all day long of who it is in my life. A guy named Tim, he said that there's a guy named John, and John's obsessed. That there's a guy named John, and he's obsessed with my life. If you read the Bible, oh yeah, they're trying to redo another one. And so, in the books, Matthew and Mark are very, very, very similar. And Luke is similar, but it's different. John is, and they say that book of John, it's way different than the other Gospels, except the Gospels. So I'm pretty sure it's that type of thing, a religious nut job, with a friggin' Hindu nut job. A Hindu nut job and just somebody who wants money and power. And what can I do? These people, it's so important to control, to win. Because if I'm better than you, John, if I'm better than you, see, John's so shy. He won't call me back. He won't call me. He won't do anything. Where's it, John Chang? Yep, there it is. It's John Chang. He's laughing. Outside there, that guy just laughed. Well, there are two purple flowers over in the garden. In front. I think he's dead. I think that's 2 rapes and 2 abortions. My neighbors. See, we have different values. Yeah, some people, whatever. Like Van Vliet, there was a, what was it? Oh yeah, Coast to Coast AM. Coast to Coast AM, they promote music. And there's like Fleet Street, and they're gonna be the new combination Midnight Oil and AC/DC. They're young bands. They're young men bands who are gonna be the next big things and going on tours. There, people put all their hopes and dreams in their kids being artists and musicians. Probably because life as a tradesman, it's just going away. And they can't get with normal people. See, that's one of the things. People who've been popular, they can't be with they can't be with their family. They can't be with the rest of us. Maybe they're not even one of us. Maybe it's just somebody who stole somebody else's life and identity. Because that's where this is going. That's where this is going with identity fraud. Getting somebody else's ID, taking out loans, buying cars, driving off in them. The creditors are like, "Where's that car you bought?" It's like, I don't have a car, dude. I don't have a car. All I know is that is Lacey. Lacey was on Jason the Ween today. They're best friends, but there's a tension. There's a tension between Jason the Ween and Lacey, and I think that's where this war is going. A war between Lacey and Jason the Ween. I'm gonna be watching a movie later. How accurate it is. Oh, where I can't. Oh, there it is. I see it. Red Dawn double feature. Oh, it'd be nice to have a setup like Will Neff. We could watch movies and videos. Red Dawn 1984. When communist paratroopers descend on a high school football field in Colorado, a group of the school students wages an all-out guerrilla war to save their town and their country. An all-star cast including Patrick Swayze, Charlie Sheen, and Harry Dean Stanton delivers powerful performances in this gripping story of courage and patriotism. Red Dawn 2012. Chris Helmworth, Josh Hutcherson, and Isabel Lucas. I'll tell you, Chris Helmsworth, Thor, Josh Hutcherson from The Hunger Games, and Isabel Lucas from The Immortals delivers a full arsenal of pulse-pounding excitement and explosive action-adventure. The unsuspecting citizens of Spokane, Washington wake up one morning to the shocking sight of foreign paratroopers dropping from the sky in a surprise attack on the United States. Soon, the entire city is under enemy control, but a group of courageous teenagers has decided to fight back by waging an all-out war against the invaders to take back their town and their freedom. So I actually saw this one. And they are mentioning it because in the first one it's Russians. In the Red Dawn it was Russians. They just say communists now. And they say, and this one is just foreign paratroopers. But the foreign paratroopers are supposed to be like North Koreans. Yeah, so it's like all of a sudden North Koreans are everywhere and they're rounding people up. to institute, and they have these posters and stuff that they're here to liberate for anti-corruption and things. What if that one actually did happen? What if they both? Well, 1984. What if North Koreans invaded these small towns? Terrifying. So I was watching that Jason Lewine again. It's just you gotta watch his stuff. Well, we have definitions of corruption. See, without money, what can you buy? Hmm. Yeah, it's a hour and a half. See, some of the people in the 2012 one look like people I deployed with in 2008. Wouldn't it be funny if they just if the foreigners here? Well, they're not foreigners anymore. But if they use their own military equipment to drive off the armories. Yeah, I am gonna pick it up. That won't be bad. If I only have 2 or 3 cigarettes an entire day, I think I can keep it that way. Like, I'm feeling really good. By the end of the week, who knows? But this is for myself. This is how I want to be. Because I really need to see. I really need to see who it is. It's somebody I must know, but nobody talks to me. I'm looking for that phone to see. Well, there's like, I can't say it literally. I have people that I don't know. Like I was invited to a concert last night and I declined. So I really don't know them that well. There's a guy down in a trailer that's really just, he's looking for somebody to support him. And I have a brother who we can like team up with. That's the hardest thing. That's the hardest thing. Is that what you consider corruption? Family working together? The Scott got the gun. That's why I keep hearing. I hear stuff like Scott got the gun. Just come shoot me as a traitor, Scott. They've been trained. There's a worse one. Like the Dutches, the other cigars I threw away, they can smell it. Like people smell it. They've been trained to like go after a smell. Yeah, people haven't been trained to do what? Garden. I don't know. To go after these. That's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. I will give it. I will give that. I will give it that. Oh, somebody has my wife. No, bro, that's your wife. That's your wife. You turned my wife out into a prostitute? To each his own. To each his own. I don't know. I don't have any paperwork. I prefer my dad. I prefer my uncles. I prefer my brothers. See, there's a person they say is really mad. And she's a girl I went on a date with that I went to visit in 2008, 2009. I visited her. And then when I moved back home, because she lived in Atlanta, it was a long distance thing, I just slowly stopped talking. Because she obviously didn't understand what poor people are like. I chose poor men over you. I saw her being a pimp for at the Knights Lodge, the Knights Inn in Reno. Oh, it's a really interesting story, but I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Oh, we have to get a definition of crazy. In fact, I have like my door cracked, and my neighbors constantly. Their entire job is to surveil me. Their entire job is to freaking break me down so they can sue me over the freaking squalor of this apartment. To get me out so they can get their free. They'd probably give free rent to their friends. Probably have so many people waiting for an apartment. If I went and looked at the history of this, see how many people? Well, I think 2 people died here. Meaning not in the house, deceased, missing. The Rennex, the Hammersley, the list goes on. It's like these are insane makers on either side. So I wonder if they're like filming this. At least this isn't a kid's show right here. This part. I have a movie called Death of Smoochie, and an underlying thing is Robin Williams and Ed Norton are both child entertainers, and they're always like these dark meanings. Well, Robin Williams at least. It's like that manager. You're a child hero. You can't be smoking. You need to clean up your persona. Zombie ray guns. Ugh. Sweet Sailor Jerry. Instead of watching movies and relaxing, here we are again. To constantly be explaining the madness of what's going on around me. The world's loneliest man. You know, there's a Will Smith movie based on a book called I Am Legend, and in it, he's like the sole survivor in his city. It seems like every day he leaves his house, he has things boarded up. So there's because it's a sundown, so he'll go out and scavenge. And one of the things he has is he goes into a Blockbuster. I think it's a Blockbuster, and he'll just and because there's nobody else around, he just picks movies out, takes them back, watches movies all day. Then at nighttime he turns off all the lights and sleeps in a bathtub because at nighttime the zombies come out. Or vampires. They're their version of vampires. What it means, I don't know. A lot of people want me to go home. Problem is, give me the address. Give me the address of home. I'm housed, but I'm homeless. Suppose home would be where family is. I've tried calling my family. They don't talk to me. Well, allegations. And yet, without being told what the allegations actually are, because there are a lot of allegations. Maybe I was a superstar. There are a lot of actors that have a resemblance when I watch on a screen. I didn't really get it. I know there's some that I resonate with. I was a hamster. One of my most like pictures where a picture of a guinea pig. They served it with the head. I don't think they like us. I really don't think that they like us. How can I reverse it? I don't know. At the end of Mr. Norrell and Jonathan Strange, they're in a house together trying to figure out how to reverse the spells. But Jonathan doesn't talk to me anymore, or maybe it's well, was it really fermented blood? Beware stuff you get at the shaman's market. Things you do for family, or for things you do for your baby brothers, baby sisters, for your parents. there in the course of scientific or psychology experiments, there was uh, one involving mice and rats, and they built these colonies designed to be perfect living environment in an enclosed space, and so it started out perfect, and eventually overbreeding or just boredom, they started going manic behavior. They had cannibal mice, rapist mice, mice they called the pretty boys. They were just the rats they called pretty boys. They'd be by themselves. They because things were so up between relations between their species that they would just sit there and they just groom themselves. The constant groomers. Nothing else to do. Some people are up all night. This in this town, the in this town. See, if you had a night job, I almost there was another town I almost stayed in, and I was looking to get a job at the grocery store. There's night shift. Here, the stuff is just too convoluted. Bloodborne. Well, this is. I feel like I'm in an interactive video game, or other people pay to. They're just stalkers. They have these all these games. When I was walking back, I looked down there. It was like splatter. There's like some sort of splatter on the road, and it was old, but I stepped in it with one of my shoes. So it's like somebody waiting in the bushes. Night they're gonna track the smell. That's the type of stuff I think about. I have so much time on my hands. Well, there's just different people. We had a wolf in town. Like if I'm a wolf, I'm like a young naive wolf, and they have an older wolf who gets to live with his parents. Hey, wolf, do you live with your grandparents or your parents? Are you which one? Are you which one? You're lucky either way. me see where my. Wait, I'm waiting for. Ah, my leg. Oh, that's another issue. My little tiny beanie babies. I have so much stuff here. If I was given a choice between, like, I don't know, how long can a person sleep for? All I know is that when I close my eyes and fall asleep, I don't seem to have problems. So when I open my eyes, the day starts. Yeah, that's why they call it morning. Yeah, they give things different spellings to try writing these different things. I think that's why, but I think the morning. I think the morning for most people is morning. Because when I wake up, when I go to sleep at night, I fall asleep and on those dreamless ones, and I'm just resting. It's when I wake up and realize it's going to be another day without having my dad, without having my best friend I used to spend hours talking to. On occasions that my brother, like, to talk to my brother, it's usually very short conversations, and he gets out, he wants to go do something else, and it's not a bad comparison. But there's a TV show with Michael Scott by Steve Carell, an actor. I really think that I'm related to him. I really believe I'm related to him. Joe Rogan said has depression because he has four brothers and they all had a almost like Saving Private Ryan. A story of a guy with four brothers, and he's the last one. The Burrs, he said that's the last one. Where are they saying that the kids want to smoke? That's a good excuse. That's not an excuse. That's a very good reason. Very good reason. Well, my dad, see, I talked to my dad one time about what my brothers were doing upstairs. And because they had already started and they were influenced by their friends. They were influenced by their friends more than anything else. That he would rather have them there than out doing it where it's not safe. Tomorrow maybe we'll talk about child protective services and the desire to take people's kids away and put them with other families. Yeah, I had class. Remember, Chiefs like 4 a.m. like white glove inspection of his own of his house. Hmm. Well, kids, I'm gonna have a couple more, and then put my pack away. Well, you can monitor me tomorrow and see how we're doing. I would imagine if somebody took your parents away. Well, maybe you might like it. See, what I'm really going for is, well, Heather. Do you know about Heather's kids? Smoking alone. There are all these new rules. There are all these new rules. Well, I'll tell you right now, why I forgive my brother so much. That was the thing. In school, they encouraged disavowing parents, disavowing relatives. That was the most thing. You got rewards and things like that. So they can blame Jeff while I blame the system. I think I saw my old rave partner the other day. The one who took me my first rave. I've only been to two two raves. Try to remember. I think she was a cigarette smoker, so I have a problem with me at this point. A little hypocritical. Of course, a lot of people moved on. I don't really smoke as much. I was chain smoking for a little while. Tomorrow's a new day. Well, actually, for some people, the new day started right now when the sun went down. Oh well. The Imaginarium of Dr. Pernexus. Trying to get parallel lives. That's exactly how he got caught. Caught what? By who? Sunday, May 17th. 3 days, it's going to be my brother's birthday. I'll go lay out some clothes for tomorrow. I have my third one. Now I've had my second one. All right. Let's see how it goes tomorrow morning. It probably if it's daytime, morning your time. Well,